Hello, hello. I think that I am officially live. Let's just check. I know there's a bit of a delay, but let's see. Ooh. Let me know if anyone's here. Definitely let me know if you can hear me and see me. Says that I'm live. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So I'm not quite sure if anyone's here, but I'm going to get started for people who watch the replay. And I'm going to just start by first pulling some cards to just see what the energy is like. Happy equinox to all of you, whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere. I'm curious of how your day has been, as this can also be essentially thought of as the beginning of an astrological year. And yeah, we're still in the Pisces lunation, meaning we are still in that energy of the Pisces. You can say what was initiated with the Pisces new moon, which I always really consider the new moons to be that point of the new beginning for that, or initiation for that season. So we're still in Pisces season, but we're also in Aries season, which it speaks really, like, literally and truly to the energy of the equinox, right? There is that balance of as above, so below, as within, as without, as light and dark. And so just honoring and observing the duality of things. And so, Pisces is more intuitive and really feeling all of the things, and feminine type energy, receptive energy. And Mars, Aries is more of that, the energy of Mars, right? As Mars being the planetary ruler of Aries, it's more of that extrovert day type energy, very passionate, ready to go, ready to act, ready to fight type of vibe. And so we are in this moment of having a little bit of both. So I am actually kind of looking forward to this Aries season, even because this is essentially like we're going to get two Aries new moons, which is really interesting. And the second one is a solar eclipse. And so I'm just really curious of how everything will, work itself out, and how this just like new cycle, new beginning type vibe is just echoing in so many different ways within the cosmic energy and within the astrology, right? We also have Pluto moving into Aquarius, Mars moving into Cancer, Venus is already in Taurus. So there's a lot of transitionings happening specifically this week, but in this short period of time, really. And so I am really eager to see what comes forth. So I'm going to ask for the divine to set the tone here. And this is an Ask Anything live. I'm not sure if anyone's here. If you're here, you're watching, definitely pop a question or just say hello in the chat. All I can see is the chat, so I can't see if anybody's watching. So yeah, but I'm gonna start it out with a card reading. And this will essentially be for the collective, for this equinox energy. And we will go from there. Okay. Divine, what guided messages do you have for collective in this energy of equinox? Lilith Storm, thank you for moderating this. Nice. Okay. See, what messages do we have for the equinox? I do like my messages in 3, so asking for one more message. Hi, Mary. Welcome. Happy Equinox. Okay. All right. And I'm gonna, oh, nice. Nice to see Sun in Scorpio here on the bottom. So Scorpio just entered the building, of course. My peoples. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be an interesting chat. I hope you all have questions and share your thoughts. Okay, so asking for, yeah, definitely would like one more card here, Divine, if possible, but I will accept if we start with 2. Thank you. Okay. Nice. Okay. So the vibe we're starting here is the 8 of Pentacles, the Devil, and the 9 of Cups. So if you're just tuning in, I am just getting a read and connecting with the divine to see what messages or energy is coming through for the equinox, and moving into Aries season, and really kind of, yeah, what's ahead for, let's say, like the next 3 months, right? For this particular season of spring or autumn, wherever you are on this planet, whichever hemisphere you're in. And so between the 2 cards, it's obvious and very clear that the devil is the main energy. And I was actually speaking about this type energy in my cosmic climate where Pluto is moving into Aquarius. However, it's going to move back into Capricorn, and Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. So, in this moment, reflect to what was coming up for you during 2008. And so here in the United States, what came to mind, and I was thinking about this earlier, this was when Obama was running for presidency, or I think, it was when he got sworn in, I believe, was in 2008. And that was a major, major time for the United States. But for me specifically, I was campaigning I was a part of the Obama campaign. I was still living in Washington, D.C. I was just really very hopeful. That's the biggest thing. I was so hopeful. I was so like, we can make the change. We can do all the things. Like, we're awesome. Like, look at my generation. I had so much hope, which later, honestly, it was crushed by like nothing really changing. Like there were some small changes, but it was like more of the same type energy. And it was like, why am I putting all of my power, all of my hope into this person, or this, government, so to speak? And just, again, I was like giving my power away, right? And so Pluto being in Capricorn since 2008, we are now in 2023. That's a long period. And Pluto tends to, on average, stay in a sign for about 20 years, give or take. And so, when we think about Pluto, it definitely is this deep transformation. It really brings up what's in the quote unquote underworld, the shadow, the fears, the darkness, which is funny because I knew that the whole vibe of obviously dark versus light was going to come up because we are in the, equinox energy. And Pluto also, there's an element of power control, power dynamics as well, which I don't think I've mentioned in a while. And this is just coming forth. And then with that Capricorn energy, it's just like a really strong desire for power and control and laws and rules and regulations and all of these things. And with this card in particular, it's always essentially like what binds you, what sets you free, right? And this card has the symbolism of, addictions, of like, why am I forgetting on this? Addictions, also just really, what's the word? The physical kind of things. Like I'm thinking like money or just like your obsessions, but with having to do with like the earthly plane, right? So it could be like food and, of course, alcohol and spending, consumerism and all of the things. And it's just like, it's like almost it's out of your control, right? And there's this aspect of the level of control and the power that you either give away or that you take, and there is a call for balancing that. So again, it's like what binds you, what sets you free is a major theme right now. And Pluto and Capricorn, that was the shadow we were digging through. And yes, secular is definitely a way to look at it, but there was something else, I can't think of it. And I'm trying to like scan that book, Malachi, that we have, which, yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly, but it has to do with just like the earthly plane, like, oh, materialism. That's what I was thinking about. And so just a materialistic aspect. And it's like, what are you even creating? Because this is also bringing to attention our creative power and the creative power that we have here in this experience on earth. What kind of world and reality are we creating, not only collectively, but for your own self? And that was, a big part of the teaching and the lesson with Pluto transiting in Capricorn. And my particular perspective is with Pluto moving into Aquarius, we're still going to be connected to those type things. But in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius is actually going to support us in innovating, the way in which we create, the way in which we connect with the natural world and our relationship of what really binds us and sets us free. And it's going to be an element of freeing your state of mind, freeing your consciousness. And this is like, you can say the quote unquote light aspect of Pluto and Aquarius. And of course, we're seeing the aspect of technology and AI and all of that. And everything really has its, its light or dark counterpart, right? We live in a dualistic world. So it's going to have a little bit of good and a little bit of bad. And so, of course, we can argue how Pluto and Aquarius can be really intense and can be problematic in its own ways with technology. And like, again, what power are we giving away, or what power are we taking? And with Capricorn and Aquarius, they both have Saturn in common. And so again, there's still some sort of element of structure, of boundaries, of rules, but in Aquarius, it's more expansive and it's more, again, wanting to innovate and be more inclusive, right? Because Capricorn is that type energy where it's like, this is my tribe, this is my community, these are my boundaries. As Aquarius is more like, we can all coexist, like you do you, I'm going to do me, and let's just try to figure out how to do that like in harmony. So that's the type of energy that is coming forth right now, right? Just in this moment. And so the first initial card here was the is the Eight of Pentacles, which is definitely saying that there's a lot of work that is needing to be done. And at the same time, it's like we put in a lot of work already. And so this is really giving us the nod to keep going, don't give up. And that's something that came forth for me personally today as well, as a message of, don't give up, keep moving forward. Yeah, I mean, that's as easy as it is. And just trying to think of the astrology with this card here. So Eight of Pentacles, this is Virgo, and this is, I'm not even, actually, you know what? I can check right here because I'm like, I'm not even going to guess. So this is Mercury and Virgo. Okay, yeah. So Mercury and Virgo, this is really strong energy in the sense of Mercury being the, planetary ruler of Virgo. It's definitely an ease and a flow. It's very like productive type energy. And with Virgo, just it speaks to even like the internal process. And when I think about Mercury, that's definitely the mind, the logic, the reason. And so this is an energy of being practical about things, right? Especially the practical things could be just like healing the body, detox, and because when we are healing the body, when we're detoxing, when we're really tuning into our body as a messenger, then we're even clearer about our environment psychically and just in a regular, normal sense of awareness. So we can tell when something is not right. We can tell when possibly we've given our power away, or we need to, we've given our power away. We need to set some clear boundaries, right? Or maybe we are, taking our energies like way out there and we're overpowering someone else or something else. And it's like, again, we need to pull the energy back in. So, and this is, I feel like this coming through with Mars and Cancer, because that can be a type vibe too. If you're not aware of your boundaries, your energy may be way over there, and it could be, really overpowering someone, or you just feel depleted energetically and emotionally, so you can't really get a sense of your own energy, your own vibes, and what's your emotion, what's that person's emotion, or it just gets all mixed together. So the focus is definitely pulling that energy and power back in. Now I just need to find my chat, and let me know how this is resonating, or if you have additional perspectives and thoughts, interpretation on this that I haven't touched yet. So definitely, I would love to hear. And so then the third message here is the Knight of Cups, which is the energy. I always see this as gratitude and satisfaction. Or did I say the Knight of Cups? I meant the 9. So I'm sorry, this is the 8. And that is the 9. And let me actually check on the astrology, since I just got that wrong. Yeah, so I totally, this is why I literally said, I'm going to check to make sure that I get this right. And I literally checked and got it wrong. So what's coming through is pay attention to details, right? Listen to your intuition. And again, being in a clear state of awareness, you can catch those, slip ups or being out of alignment and so forth. Not that this is a big deal, but you get what I'm saying. So, excuse me, this is actually Sun in Virgo. So still a focus on that inner body, a focus on detox. And that is also a vibe just naturally in this part of the equinox, in this moment in the equinox, because one, the moon is waning, is balsamic in Pisces. So we're still in a release, and that's a big energy of this time of year, is like the spring cleaning. And this is bringing it to, that internal system again. And with the sun, that is just, to me, coming through as this is a time where we can really, by clearing our energy within, we can hear or connect more intimately, more directly with our divine intelligence, with our inner being, right? To hear that inner voice. So somewhat of the same message, just a different route. All right, so 9 of Cups. So 9 of Cups is Pisces. Let me check. I want to say it's is it Jupiter in Pisces, but let me see. Yes, Jupiter in Pisces. Yes, I got that one without really having to look. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, we have Jupiter in Pisces with this card. And as I was saying, this is that energy of satisfaction, of abundance, of gratitude. And naturally, of course, I want to say that we're moving towards this energy, but it's already here, right? So this is divine guiding us to check in with what has happened, or where are we now, and what within our lives is really holding this vibration. Like, what have we accomplished? And as I said, this is essentially the beginning of the astrological year. So you can look at it reflecting from Aries season last year to really reflect on, how far have I come? How have I grown? And where do I feel strong within my own being? Because with this Aries energy too, it is a focus on the self. It's a focus on your own willpower, your desire for independence, how you want to act on, your inspirations and so forth. So there's that vibe of inspired action is coming through. So yeah, if you have questions, would like me to pull a card for you, I will definitely do that. But let me just tap into this Earth Magic book while I have it right here. I just got this in my Goddess Provision subscription box, and it's really cute and has some really nice practical um just guidance and practices and so forth. So I want to see, of course, it has something about the seasons. So I did kind of look at this when I did my video on astronomy and the ritual of spring or of March equinox. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out on my channel. So let's see, what does it have to say about March equinox? Well, I guess it's going to divide it up as seasons, right? So the 4 seasons. So we're going to do the we're going to do spring because, it's my local experience. And just to keep it brief, unless people have comments and questions. All right. So, oh, that's cute. They start with fall. I like that. Just my favorite. Okay, spring magic. Spring is also the perfect time to do prosperity work for the rest of the year. Prosperity is not just about wealth, it can also be good health, success, and personal growth. So that's awesome. And spring is ideal for magic relating to new beginnings, transformation, and setting intentions. So I think a lot of us, resonate with that. And I do like that it has these little, you can see that these little just points about spring and how to connect with this energy. And it says, take a cleansing ritual bath or shower, plant some seed or bulbs, start a new project, create a spring altar. And then I do like it says, flush out stagnant energies from winter by having a spring cleaning. So yeah, this is a good time too. And you can start, Mary says you can start, it's a time for seeding. So you can start with sowing seeds even in your fridge. I've attempted to do that. I think obviously it didn't come to fruition because I can't even remember. It was either chamomile or mugwort, I want to say, but chamomile or starting plants from seeds just is so frustrating with me. I need to like really ground myself when I do it. I need to, have patience and I need to have everything I need at that moment in time, right? Like a nice, good plan for the project because Capricorn, I want to do it well. And I get really disappointed, if I don't produce and I didn't produce. I think that I planted some seeds that I planted in the house. I think a few of them sprouted, but they didn't, again, it didn't get to the point where I can replant them outside. So it was just, yeah, I was really annoyed and I haven't ever tried to do it again. I'm just going to buy a starter plant and put it in the ground. But I will shout out to Mary because Mary will she'll get vegetables from the grocery store and then propagate them and basically grow her own lettuce and onions and all of that. So that is amazing. And I need to do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and just read the fall or talk about these points for my Southern Hemisphere folks. So we have practice acorn magic. Oh, I love acorns. Prioritize rest and self-care. Create an ancestor altar to help you remember and connect with them. Take a cleansing ritual bath. And the colors of autumn, right, are red, yellow, orange. So using those candles to represent the season is nice. And of course, it says a symbol of fall altar, autumn altar. So yeah, it's with both of these, it's the duality of birth and death. Mary says, from seeds is very challenging, lots of care, attention, and patience. Yeah. And I was doing it because I just wanted those specific herbs. And I didn't really I don't think I had a garden to plant them in at the time. So I was going to try to even grow them inside as, window herbs or something like that. And I just didn't have I could probably do it now with all of my experience with plants and such. However, yeah, you have to have patience and you have to like really nurture it. And it's just like to nurture a seed. And I'm always wanting to look to be like, oh, did anything sprout up yet? And like, what's going on? Like, is the soil moist? Is it going to dry out? And is it getting enough light? So for me personally, I have to have the lighting. I have to have, just a whole step by step, at least for the first time that I actually like make a point to like really do it. But that speaks to energetically setting an intention, right? Which is essentially like planting a seed. And I am guilty of like, why isn't it manifested yet? It's like, and I miss focusing on that end result. I miss like the little sprouts of like, oh no, actually it is coming to fruition, and there's a little bit of growth here, but I'm still focused on, that end result and what I think it should look like. And so, yeah, that's a lesson within itself. So there's definitely that theme here of the equinox of the light and the dark and the death and the rebirth here, just thinking about this access of even spring and autumn for the different hemispheres. So, a quiet night we have. So maybe I'll pull some final messages from a different deck since I'm already at 30 minutes and everyone is probably just enjoying their, equinox evening coming up on the new moon. And yeah, and that's totally cool. I know a lot of people will watch the replay. So I would love to hear your thoughts and perspectives here when you watch the replay. And I'm really happy I had a chance to check in with Venus. I haven't seen Venus in like, definitely it's been at least a week, but I want to say like a couple weeks maybe, because it's been cloudy and I've just been missing her. So it was nice to connect with Venus tonight. Nice. All right. So Mary, thank you so much for the love. Our language when talking to the plants also plays big within our manifestation. I do agree with that. I've been so intentional with everything. It's probably, if someone was watching me, that's not really, I guess not really spiritual, they'd just be like, oh my goodness. Because when I cook now, obviously every single glass of water I pour, I'm blessing it. And that's a really good point too with Aries energy, is that Aries is that vibe of intention, setting the intention, initiating, that intention or what it is that you inspire to do. And what I was speaking of in the cosmic climate is that the biggest challenge for Aries is finishing what it starts. It's really good at finishing things. It's like literally striking that match or like taking that first step, but it is not the best at really finishing what it starts, which is why Mars is exalted in Capricorn, right? Mars is the ruler of Aries. And when Mars is in Capricorn, Capricorn has that determination, that patience, and that dedication to support Mars in finishing what it starts, right? Because Mars has a lot of that passion as the ruler of Aries, a lot of that fighter spirit and ready to act, ready to fight, but it doesn't have that dedication that it has in discipline in Capricorn. So setting the intention is key, and then really getting clear and establishing ways to sustain the fire. Like I'm trying to sustain my energy. It could be the tea, actually. All right, so yeah, we'll just see what final messages we have here. Hey, Divine, what final messages do you have for us for equinox in the season of spring or autumn as well for the next 3 months? No pressure. Okay. Like my messages in threes. Ooh. Oh, okay. That's not the card I thought it was. I was like, I already saw this card. Maybe this is why no one's here tonight live. And this is aloneness, which is actually the Hermit card in this deck. And this is, I know in the interpretation of the book, it speaks to the difference of being lonely and alone, right? This energy is the choosing to be alone. It's not lonely. It's like you're in your hermit mode. You're like studying, you're doing the things, you're tuning into your own inner voice. You are strengthening your intuition. And yeah, it's just you're on your own spiritual journey. And this person is moving towards the light. So that's really interesting to me. And there is one wand, which that is really speaking Aries energy to me, and the Ace of Wands. So with this in itself, there's this vibe of initiation. And it seems like, I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera, but it's like he's walking, the light is at the edge of a cliff. And so this is like bringing that quote up, that observation of the closer an object gets to the light, the longer the shadow is that it casts, right? The longer shadow it casts. I think I'm saying that right. But this is bringing up the fear of the edge, the fear of the cliff, the fear of falling, the fear of failing, that type of energy. And it's like, are you going to keep going and step into that light? And the light doesn't have to be good or bad, but the light is just this level of awareness, this initiation, this, whatever that light represents for you. Mary says, why did I get Oz vibes? Like Wizard of Oz? That's hilarious. But yeah, the Emerald City, you're going to the Oz, which is funny because they get there and it's like, oh, it's not what it's hyped up to be. So interesting. But I like the two other cards. This is a really powerful ending, closing message, because it is literally all of these cards, the three cards I have, are major arcana. So very powerful, profound insights and secrets, right? And so the next one here is innocence. This is the Sun card. This card is really guiding us to attune to our inner child and our sense of wonder and curiosity, right? And it's like, how much joy is this, monk get? I don't know if it's a monk, but this sage getting from this grasshopper, is it? Or no, it's a praying mantis, even better. How much, what is going on here? He's just really enjoying this moment. And this is so beautiful, right? And this is what I feel, that is a part of this journey. That is the journey that, I can't get these right. Hold up. That we're undergoing here. And yeah, this is interesting because we keep getting this theme. If you've been following my cosmic climates and the oracle messages every single week for the past 3 weeks or so, there's been this energy of the child, of the inner child. And there's just the inner child, the child of joy, the wounded child, just all aspects of that. And so, like Mary says here, it's appreciating the simple things in life. Exactly. And just finding the joy in that. And this is where we're going if we're not already there, which this is a bonus card in this deck, and it's the Master. And I love this sphere here, right? So so you have your crown chakra, and then this is, what is going on with my memory these days? This is something, Mary, I don't know if you remember, because I know Kelly used to talk about this, but you have your crown chakra, and then you have your, I know at the bottom you have your earth star. So it's an orb, right? It's an energy center and an orb right beneath your feet. And this one is the one right between, like, I want to say God star, but that's not the right word. Something of like cosmic or celestial or something like that. but essentially it's just this like really elevated, and just the colors, and it's just very psychic, very attuned, very just claircognizance is what I'm getting with this energy. So just an really illuminated, active crown chakra. Like I think I want to say it's your soul star or something like that, but I could be wrong. But you get my point, right? So that is these two energies will lead to the master, your own inner master. I got goosebumps with that fear. I know. I just like want to stare at it. And I usually don't, like, I've never had this type of magnetism to it. So divine orb. Yes. I love it. Yeah. So I feel really good with this. I don't have anything really to ramble. Maybe I'm starting to feel a bit of this hermit mode too. There's a lot of energy present. There's the new moon in Aries tomorrow morning here, or no, afternoon here, Eastern time. I think it's at 1:23 p.m. is a new moon in Aries, and that's beginning a whole new astrological year and so many transitions and moving forward. So thank you for joining. Thank you, Mary, as always, for being such a support. Thanks, Malachi, for um, moderating the chat, although it's just Mary. So that's amazing. And yeah, I look forward to hearing everyone's comments and connecting here again. I'm probably going to do a live chat on Beltane, right? So that's the next I guess you could say Sabbath as far as the pagan wheel of the year. So, which is like a fire festival, fire type vibe energy. So I will probably show up again here live unless I'm like doing something, but I want to make time for it. So to connect. So thank you, everyone. I would love to hear your thoughts, opinions, perspective on this energy coming forth. And I look forward to connecting again soon. Take care.